The Euro Yard back again so soon. But guess what? Saturday is a big day. Oh, I don't know, the 2025 Eurovision Grand Final, where a winner will be crowned. We have made it to the end game. National final season started technically in November with Montes song. And now here we are, the middle of May. This is it. Saturday is it. We will have a winner. Will it be Sweden? Will it be Finland? Will it be Austria? Or will it be one of the other 23 countries taking part in that final in Basel? Only time will tell. So as we said, 26 countries are racing for the finish line in Basel. But let's start the preview here by taking a look at those 26 countries and when they are going to be performing. The running order was announced right after the second semifinal on Thursday. There were 20 semifinal qualifiers, the big 5 countries, and then the host country, Switzerland. That adds up to 26. So let's take a look at that list. Leading off the show, number 1, that's going to be Norway. Number 2, Luxembourg. Number 3, Estonia. Number 4 will be Israel. Number 5 will be Lithuania. Number 6 will be Spain. Number 7 will be Ukraine. Number 8 will be the United Kingdom. Number 9 will be Austria. Number 10 will be Iceland. Number 11 will be Latvia. Number 12 will be the Netherlands. Number 13 is Finland. Then the second half, number 14 will be Italy. Number 15 will be Poland. Number 16 will be Germany. Number 17 will be Greece. Number 18 will be Armenia. Number 19 is the host Switzerland. Number 20 is Malta. Number 21 is Portugal. Number 22 is Denmark. Number 23 is Sweden. Number 24, France. Number 25, San Marino. And closing out the show, number 26 is Albania. So one thing that I wanted to do just to give everybody a little bit of historical context here, I took a look at past contests and where the winning songs went in the grand final in each of those contests. This doesn't necessarily mean anything for this year, but I did think that this would be helpful information to have. So last year's song, Nemo the Code, Switzerland, in 2024, that song went 21st out of the 25. Sweden 2023, Loreen's song, that went 9th. Ukraine's song in 2022, that went 12th. Italy's song in 2021 went 24th, so towards the end. And then Duncan Lawrence's song for the Netherlands in 2019, that went 12th. So, a song like Loreen's in 2023, that could have gone pretty much anywhere in the lineup, and it probably would have won. The thing to keep in mind, if you're thinking of the song that goes first, well, it's been since 1984, Sweden's winning song. Since the last time that a song that went first won the contest. They do tend to be maybe towards the middle or later in the contest, the winning song, but you know what? A good song is a good song. So now, you know what? This is a lot of countries that we have here. There's 26 of them. 25 of them ain't going to win. So how do we size up which ones are the contenders and which ones aren't? The odds. Thanks to EurovisionWorld.com, we have the latest odds. Now, these were the odds that we pulled as of 3 a.m. Central European time on Friday, so about a day and a half before the contest. By the time you watch this video, these may have changed, and you can go to EurovisionWorld.com and see the latest updates, but as of the middle of the night on Friday, after the second semifinal, this is how they looked. As you can see, Sweden's number one in the odds. They've been number one in the odds for a bit. They're at 39%. Austria's second at 22%. Everybody else is under 10%. The Netherlands, France with 7% each. Then you got Finland, Israel, Estonia, each with 4%. Switzerland actually rose into 8th position at 3%. Albania's 9th with 2%, and Malta rounds out the top 10 at 1%. So you can see Sweden has a fairly significant lead. Austria is still up there, but nobody else really in terms of percentages is even close, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're not going to win. So what we want to do now is we're going to take some of these top countries that you see at the forefront of the odds, and make a case for several of them, or at least go through some of the pros and cons that I think is going to help chart their course on Saturday as we try to figure out who might win this thing. We're going to start with Sweden. They're in front in the odds, but are they going to win again? It's only been 2 years since the last time they did. But I mean, first, before we get into all of that, what a crazy path Sweden has charted to get to this point between Melfest and now. It has just been absolutely crazy. When you look back to pre-Melfest, when Måns announced that he was going to be in the contest again, I think everyone just assumed that not only would he do really well, but that he was going to probably win. And then people assumed, well, not only is Måns going to win Melfest, he might win Eurovision again. There were definitely people out there thinking, well, 10 years after his first appearance, he was going to come back, kind of like Loreen did 11 years after her win, and win the whole thing again. But then a funny thing happened on the way to Melfest. People kind of gravitated towards Kai, who are Sweden's representatives today. And in a huge upset, Kai ended up winning Melfest in 2025. And there were people out there, even though people respected Måns and what he had done in the past, and there were people who clearly loved Kai and this new and different energy that they were bringing, because Sweden doesn't send songs like this to Eurovision. There were people thinking that once Kai won Melfest, that they had exchanged a quote-unquote serious song for a much less serious song, and that maybe they gave up their chance of winning. Well, guess what? Kai won Melfest. The odds really didn't change that much. Sweden stayed out in front. Do I think Sweden can win Eurovision this year? As we say this a day and a half before the grand final? Yeah, I do. Do I think it's a done deal that they're going to win? No, I don't. It might end up being Sweden and Finland again near the top, just like 2 years ago. But this is definitely not a repeat of 2023. In 2023, Loreen was seen as somewhat of an inevitability, whereas Kärja was kind of like the fan favorite. In this one, you could actually make the case that either Kai or Erika Wikman are fan favorites in their own way. So you might end up having a similar top two to a couple of years ago, but they didn't quite take the same path as Loreen and Kärja did 2 years ago. Moving on now to Austria. So the question that I have is, are JJ's vocals enough to win him the contest? So in the second semifinal, when we saw him perform, I got a whisper of JJ maybe doing his best Nemo impression. And I mean that in part as a compliment. And I also mean that in part, like, I feel like Austria saw what worked for Switzerland last year and kind of copied their homework a little bit, trying to send a song with, a similar operatic vibe. I mean, this is more operatic than what Nemo did, but yeah, you could say it's a little bit Nemo coded. So I don't know if a song like this is going to win back-to-back years, but there is no question that JJ is an immensely talented young man, and he's going to deliver Austria's best result in a while. Might not win like Conchita Wurst did, but he's going to do very well. Now, we were just talking about the Swiss a minute ago, so let's focus on the Swiss. Can they win again? Back-to-back years, they've never done it. Now, Zoe's song here, it's a lovely song. The staging at the climax was surprisingly good. The song in general is very pleasant, very inoffensive. Juries might like it a lot. Personally, I didn't expect to like it, but I do. I'm not sure if it's going to win, but I think it's going to end up far from the bottom, so they're kind of an interesting wild card this year. Next, let's talk about Albania. My question about Albania is the song too niche to win Eurovision? We have never had, in over 1,700 entries in this contest, we've really never had a song like this at Eurovision before. Skoja Elektronike from Albania. They know their lane. They are very, very good at their lane. They do it so well. I think they will, generally speaking, be rewarded by both the people and the juries with a nice result. But winning, I don't know. I will say this, though. If by some miracle Albania were to win Eurovision, I think it would be one of the best things to happen to this contest in a long, long time. I'm not sure how far they can ride this wave, but I think it would be an extraordinary result. For one thing, Albania's never won before. Another thing, it has been a long time since any of the Balkan countries have won Eurovision. They almost did last year with Croatia. But you have to go back to 2007 when Serbia won. Albania winning the contest would show not only Balkan countries, but Eastern European countries, or really any other small countries. It would show them we can come to this contest in modern times and we can win it. We can stare down Sweden. We can stare down the big five countries and we can beat them. So, yeah, I think Albania winning would just be an extraordinary thing for Eurovision. I'm not sure it's going to happen, and I do wonder if the song is too niche, but they have done a hell of a job to get as far as they have. Now we move to France, and the question here for France is, are they going to finally get over the hump, and might their path to winning be coming up the middle? It's not impossible. And what do I mean by coming up the middle? Some other country wins the jury vote, maybe France comes second or third. Some other country wins the televote, and maybe France comes second and third. And they just balance out right so that France splits the difference and comes up the middle and wins the contest. It is not impossible that something like that could happen. France's song, when I saw it performed at the second semifinal, I actually thought the staging was pretty brilliant. I went into it blind. I hadn't checked any of the spoilers, so I didn't really know what to expect. The staging was brilliant. She was in an hourglass, which obviously an hourglass is symbolic of time, specifically time running out. This was a song about her late mother. So you put that imagery together, and really it was very, very well done. It was very thought out. It's touching. It might not have been my personal favorite, but you can't argue that it's not good, because it is. This song actually is one of those that could have some cross appeal, like I said, to both jurors and televoters. So again, not impossible that it could come up the middle, but we'll have to see. On to Estonia now. The question here is, can a joke entry win the contest? Songs like Estonia don't really win Eurovision. They can do well, but they don't really win it. So the question you would also have to ask at the same time is, do you consider Sweden to be a joke entry? Some people would say that both Sweden and Estonia are. Some people would say that Sweden isn't, but Estonia is. And some people might say that neither one is. Wherever you fall on that continuum, it really boils down to, when's the last time that a song that was totally unserious won Eurovision? Exactly. Now, finally, Finland. I said yesterday in the second semifinal rap video that it felt very much like a winning performance, because it really just honestly did. As I was watching it, it definitely gave me that kind of shiver, like this song could win. I maintain that today. Sweden and Finland feel like two songs that could potentially win. And you know what? I'll also give you France as maybe a dark horse contender. But I really do feel like those are the three that I would probably pick from at this point. Now watch some other country win it just to make me look stupid. But that's just my gut feeling. I'm not going to ignore my gut. Just, having watched all of these performances, having watched past Eurovisions and seen how this goes. That's kind of where my mindset is at this point. But back to Finland, Erika Vikman is a strong and polished performer. She has given the people what they want, and on a personal level, she's given me what I want, which is energy. She's giving me confidence, and she's giving me an extremely catchy song. You put all of those things together, and you have a very good chance of winning. I don't care what the odds say, what, 4%, whatever the hell it is. You put all of that together and sprinkle in even more confidence, and I really do think she's in with a shot. She does have the tools to go all the way here, and that's not a pun for climaxing, but now that I think about it, that's actually really good, and I'm not going to edit this part out. So this is it. Saturday night is the grand final of the Eurovision Song Contest. That was our preview. Here are the times to my side. It's going to be 9 p.m. Central European Time, 3 p.m. in New York, 5 a.m. Sunday in Sydney, Australia. That's when it's going to start, and probably about 4 hours later, we will know who has won the Eurovision Song Contest 2025. In the meantime, we're going to be posting on Blue Sky at theeuroyard.com. You can subscribe to this YouTube channel and visit theeuroyard.com. The big final is coming up. Join us.